Today I'm going to be doing a reading for Capricorns for the first 2 weeks of September. This is just going to be a general reading, so it may or may not resonate. If you would like a more personal reading, my information will be in the description box down below. Before I get into the reading, I want to talk about the astrology a little bit. So, the first 2 weeks of this month, there's going to be a huge focus on Virgo energy. There will be a stellium forming, which means 3 or more planets in one sign. And for you, this is going to be happening in Virgo in your 9th house. So for those of you who don't know, your 9th house in astrology has to do with higher education and travel. So that area of your life may be a lot busier than usual these next couple weeks. You may be having to put a lot of energy and time into school, but that should all calm down towards the end of the month when all the planets start moving into Libra. I know back to school is coming up, so I feel like a lot of you are probably going to be feeling that if you are in school. If not, it might be traveling, because the 9th house does rule long distance traveling. So some of you guys could be going to different countries, maybe backpacking, traveling around, putting a lot of energy into that. Or maybe you're just like making traveling plans and that's taking a lot of your energy and time. It also doesn't necessarily have to be formal education. You could be putting a lot of energy into educating yourselves about something on your own time. There's going to be a full moon in Pisces, and this is happening in your 3rd house. When we have full moons, it tends to shed light on things that we may not have been aware of before. And the 3rd house has to do with friendships, our social life, the groups we hang out with, communication, transportation, short distance travel, all that kind of good stuff. So around the middle of the month, when the full moon happens, you might be very busy at that time, running around a lot, doing lots of errands, having surprising, unexpected things come up that you weren't expecting to have to do, that you have to fit into your schedule. You might be getting some important communications coming through at that time, possibly from siblings or friends or neighbors, because the 3rd house rules all those types of people in your life. It also can cause tension and stress. Full moons tend to bring that type of energy. So there could be some tension within your family in regards to your siblings, or some tension in your social groups and your friendships. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it definitely could lead to more heightened emotion and some fighting. So that's something to definitely be aware of. Lastly, I want to talk about Saturn. Now this is going to be really important for you guys because you're ruled by Saturn, and right now Saturn is in your 1st house, which affects everything in your lives. It's the most important house in all of astrology, pretty much. So Saturn has been in your 1st house in Capricorn along with Pluto and the South Node for a very long time now. You've been experiencing eclipses that are triggering your 1st and 7th house, which has a lot to do with you versus the people in your life. It's the independent house versus the house dealing with relationships and other people. So there may have been a lot of tension between you and your relationships with other people in your life for a while now, because these eclipses have been triggering these things to happen. Saturn and Pluto are very heavy energies. They're very karmic. They have to do with our past life karma that we've carried with us into this lifetime, and the hard life lessons that we're meant to learn in this lifetime. So that is like very deep, transformative energy that has been focused on you for a year or so now. And that's not always the easiest to deal with. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have really been feeling it. But that will all be wrapping up soon when 2020 comes, which is good news. And the thing that I wanted to talk about for the next 2 weeks in particular is the fact that Saturn is finally stationing to go direct. It has been retrograde for the past month or so, which has probably been causing you to feel like your life is on hold, very stagnant or stuck. And it's just kind of a heavy energy that slows things down and stops progress from happening. So now that it's stationing to go direct, things in your life are finally going to start moving forward again, and it's going to feel like a huge weight has been lifted off your shoulders, which is awesome news. Alright, now I'm going to get into your reading. First, I'm going to pull 2 astrological oracle cards to basically be the theme of the next 2 weeks for you and give you an idea of what to expect. Give me 2 oracle cards for Capricorns for the next 2 weeks. What will Capricorns be experiencing these next 2 weeks? What is most important for them to know in regards to the next 2 weeks? Give me 2 cards for my Capricorns. What will they be going through these next 2 weeks? What will the main focus of September be for Capricorns, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign? Alright, 1 more card for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What will they be experiencing these next 2 weeks? What is most important for them to know? One more card for my Capricorns, please. Alright, let's look at what we got. The first card that I pulled is the sign Scorpio. And the second card that you got is the planet Neptune. Interesting. So Scorpio is a deeply transformative energy. They're ruled by Pluto and Mars traditionally, which is all about transformation. And Neptune has to do with the subconscious. Neptune is traditionally the sign of Pisces ruler, and Pisces and Neptune rule over the 12th house, which has to do with our subconscious and our anxieties and fears and things that are hidden. And Scorpio has to do with things that are hidden as well. I feel like with Saturn being retrograde the past month or so, you guys may have been in a period of introspection where you were secluded from your everyday life a lot. You may have been doing lots of deep thinking and transformation emotionally and subconsciously. Especially with Pluto in your first house, this whole past year that it's been in your first house, or it may have even been in Capricorn for longer, because Pluto stays in one sign for like 14 years. There's been this deeply transformative energy in your first house affecting your whole life. And now that Saturn's joined the party, it's really started enforcing that karma and those life lessons. And with Saturn being retrograde, you've probably had a lot of time to reflect and think about things the past month or so. I feel like when Saturn starts to move direct again, you're going to be coming out of this period of seclusion, and I definitely feel like a lot of you guys have learned very important lessons in the recent past, and going forward you're going to carry what you have learned with you, and you're going to be taking on life with a new approach because you've transformed. You're not the same person that you were a year ago. You're probably not even the same person you were a month ago, because this is such huge, deeply transformative energy that's going on right now. You're experiencing a total metamorphosis in your lives. This is very deep, very spiritual energy that I'm feeling from you guys right now. And for some of you guys, it probably has been very hard. Some of you guys have probably been trying to escape these issues that may have come up because of Neptune's influence here. Neptune rules escapism, trying to get away from everyday life. You know, maybe some of you guys have just been going through a really hard time the past couple months, and this past month while Saturn has been retrograde, you've just kind of been taking a break and taking time to rest and heal and escape your everyday life. And now that Saturn's moving direct again, you're ready to get back to your routines and your regular life and get things going again. But you're definitely undergoing a metamorphosis here. Let's pull some tarot cards to clarify this energy a little bit and give it more depth. Spirit guides and guardian angels, ancestors, connect me to the collective energy of Capricorn for the next 2 weeks. What will Capricorns be experiencing? What will be most beneficial for them to know going forward? This guy wanted to pop out, so I'm going to take it. Connect me to the energy of Capricorn. What will Capricorns be experiencing these next 2 weeks? Connect me to the energy of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. What will Capricorns be experiencing collectively these next 2 weeks of September? Another card just fell out, so we're going to take it. Give me 2 more cards for Capricorns. What will they be experiencing these next 2 weeks? One last card for the sign of Capricorn. Alright, let's take a look at this main spread. I'm going to be pulling clarifier cards after this, but I'm going to get into this first spread. The first card that came out is the Chariot. The second card, the Moon. You guys have two major arcanas as your first two cards. This is major, important energy. Something very important has been transpiring the past month or so with Saturn retrograde for you guys, definitely, because these are big energies. The third card is the Knight of Pentacles. And lastly, you got the Seven of Wands. All right. So with the Chariot popping out as your first card here, you are definitely moving forward with something in your life. This is huge momentum and power. I feel like after this period with Saturn retrograde, where you've had this time to kind of rest and think about life and, just really go inward, go deep. You're ready to return to your regular life, like full speed ahead. You're ready to just charge forward and get going with whatever things in your life have been on hold. With the Moon coming up as your second card, you've definitely been going through a deeply personal transformation. The Moon has to do with your subconscious. It also can speak about illusions and deception sometimes. So, especially with Neptune being one of your main energies at the top, crowning your reading, I feel like maybe the past month or so, or maybe even this whole past year, there's been some things in your life that you were somewhat unclear about. There was some confusion going on, maybe even some deception, and that could have been self-deception where you weren't being totally honest with yourself about something that's happening in your life, or it could have been other people in your life who were deceiving you, and you had to come to that realization and work through those issues, and that could have been very difficult. You may have had to cut some people out of your life or end some relationships. With the eclipses that have been happening on your house of relationships, that is definitely a possibility. We had one recently this summer that could have brought about some endings in your life in regards to relationships. But I see with the Knight of Pentacles here as your third card, you're definitely moving forward and leaving whatever deception and confusion there was in your life in the past, whether it was self-inflicted or done by others. You are moving forward with new clarity now. I definitely feel that this Saturn retrograde period has given you guys lots of clarity. It's given you time to really think about your life and what has transpired the past year and what you want to do moving forward. With the Knight of Pentacles, I definitely feel like you could be moving forward with a new job or a new project, something to do with finances and your abundance. Maybe you just want to get to a more abundant place in your life and you're starting to take those actions that you need to reach your goals. That's something that definitely could have been on hold a little bit with Saturn retrograde. because the first house just rules your whole life. So things have probably just been a bit stagnant for a while. You may have been feeling stuck, but now you are breaking out of that and moving forward. You maybe have some projects in the work, or you're taking on new jobs. Whatever it may be, you're definitely working on your finances, you're working on your abundance and your money, and you're starting some new things and getting some new things going in your life. I definitely sense a new chapter for you after you've gone through this huge transformation and metamorphosis. You are stepping into a new chapter of your life, and it will definitely bring you abundance and stability and growth. So I'm very happy for you guys because of that. You definitely deserve it after all the hard work I know you've been putting in with these heavy energies in your first house. The last card that came out is the Seven of Wands. Now, I'm sensing that some of you guys may be feeling very defensive right now. The Seven of Wands is a very defensive energy, kind of like protecting your own, protecting yourself from other people, other potential threats. A lot of you guys may have been burned by some people in your life in the recent past, and you have your walls up, your guard is up, and you are on the defense. For some of you, you may just be in a very competitive work environment. Capricorns are very competitive when it comes to their careers and their jobs, and you may just be defending your position when it comes to your job or your career, because it is coming right after the Knight of Pentacles, which has to do with money. It has to do with your job. So yeah, I'm sensing some of you are in a very competitive workplace where you really have to kind of stake your claim and defend it from somebody taking it away. But others of you, just moving forward in your life, you may kind of have your guard up right now and just be in a place where you're trying to protect yourself because you've just gone through something painful where somebody in your life has hurt you, and going forward you just don't want to let that happen again, which, you know, is a good thing in some ways and a bad thing in other ways. I think it's really about balance, because you're wiser now. You've been through experiences that have changed your perspective, that have changed you as a person. And you definitely should forgive but not forget. You know, you don't want to forget the lessons you've learned and what has happened to you in the past going forward, because obviously you don't want to repeat those same mistakes. You don't want to let somebody play you again or hurt you again. But at the same time, you should try to have an open heart still and allow yourself to experience new things, because that's how we grow, you know. We'll never progress if we're so closed off all the time. So definitely guard your heart and protect yourself, but don't be completely closed off to new experiences, because there's definitely opportunities and new experiences awaiting you in the near future. Things are going to start getting busier again in your life with Saturn going direct. Things are going to start moving forward, and with the Knight of Pentacles here, you definitely are going to have opportunities and offers, and you don't want to miss out on those just because you're afraid of getting hurt. Alright, I'm going to pull some clarifier cards now. Give me a clarifier for the Chariot. Give me a clarifier for the Chariot. Give me a clarifier for the Chariot. give me a clarifier for the Chariot? Alright, so the Four of Wands wanted to pop out. Alright, so the Chariot is about moving forward, and the Four of Wands has to deal with your foundation in life, your home, your relationships, your family. It has to deal with stability and comfort and abundance. So I feel like that is a main priority for you in your life right now, and you are trying to move forward towards those things, and that's a goal of yours. It's very important to you, and right now I feel like the majority of your energy is going to be focused on moving ahead in that area of your life, trying to get to a more stable place, a more abundant place where you can just enjoy yourself and your life and have happiness, have joy. You also want to move to a place where you have better relationships, whether that be with your family, your friends, romantic. You want to have stable relationships, you want to have happy relationships, and build a good foundation for yourself. I'm sensing a lot of you guys are ready to settle down, and that is a big goal of yours that you want to move towards. You're ready to have the marriage, the kids, the house. That's what you want, and you're going to be putting a lot of effort and energy into that. And it could just be, you're going to be putting a lot of effort into your career because you want to be able to have the money to settle down and do all of those things. You want to be in a good place so that you can start that new chapter of your life. Give me a clarifier for the Moon. All right. I also just want to point out the Empress keeps popping up at the back of the deck. Every single time that I shuffle, somehow the Empress always ends up on the back of the deck for you guys. So I feel like that's an important energy for you right now. The Empress has to deal with abundance and growth and stability and taking care of yourself. So that's going to be very important for you guys right now. You've probably been doing lots of resting and healing and self-care with Saturn retrograde, where you've had this time to just reflect on life and just rest and slow down a bit. But if you haven't been doing that, then you need to, for sure. There is definitely healing that needs to be done. It's an ongoing process, so, it's never going to be something where you get to a certain point and that's it. Self-care is a lifelong thing. So you've got to continue to incorporate that into your daily routine and into your life. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, your well-being and your health, that you are getting enough rest, that you are, just looking out for yourself and making yourself a priority, because that really is the key to getting this, which I know you guys want. The Four of Wands is stability, happiness, a good foundation, enjoying life. And in order to get to a happy, abundant place, it has to start from within. So you need to take care of yourself first, and everything else will follow. You got the Eight of Cups, clarifying the Moon. I definitely feel like you walked away from somebody in the recent past. somebody was deceiving you, somebody was telling you lies, they hurt you, and you had to walk away from them. If it wasn't a person, it was just a situation. There was something that just wasn't healthy in your life that you weren't being honest with yourself about. And now that you have done the reflection, you have realized that you need to walk away from that and move to something better. Some of you have already done this, but some of you are in the process of kind of realizing that now, and you're making the choice to walk away and go towards something better. But I strongly feel like there's a lot of Capricorns that I'm talking to out there where somebody was just lying to you, they were deceiving you, you did not have a healthy dynamic in your relationship, and you decided to walk away from that person in pursuit of something better, because honestly, you deserve better than that. And I think you know that you deserve better, and that's why ultimately you decided to walk away. And it's kind of a bittersweet card, but ultimately I feel like it is a positive card because he is walking towards something much better and much happier. He's going to find his happiness. He's going off to find his joy in life. And even though what you're walking away from could have been very painful, you're stepping into a new chapter in your life that is going to be much more light and happy and joyful and just so much healthier for you. So you definitely made the right choice. If some of you guys are trying to make that decision right now on whether you should walk away, be honest with yourself, because the moon and Neptune here crowning your reading, they do talk about self-deception, not being honest with yourself about your life and where you're truly at. And so if you are getting cold feet about walking away from something, or you're not sure about it, but you've been thinking about walking away from something, listen to your heart. Like, deep down, we all know what is truly the best thing for us. And this situation that you've been involved in is just not good for you. And I think deep down, you know that, and you've kind of already got one foot out the door. So if some of you guys have been confused or uncertain about what to do, or you've been having cold feet about leaving a situation behind, this is your sign. If you needed a sign, this is it. Do what's best for you and walk away from the situation, because there is so much happiness and joy awaiting you in your near future. You just have to put yourself first and do what you know deep down is best for you, because you don't want to miss out on all those amazing opportunities that are awaiting you by continuing to stay stuck in a situation that's bad for you. Alright, give me a clarifier for the Knight of Pentacles. This guy wanted to pop out. So you have the Page of Pentacles clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. I'm getting very strong energy focused towards abundance and money and career. There's somebody yelling outside right now. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. Hopefully the camera's not picking up on it, but anyways, sorry about that. Yes, there's very strong focus on your finances and creating abundance in your life right now. I have a feeling that for some of you guys, whatever this relationship or situation was that you're walking away from, it was really holding you back from being successful and creating more stability and abundance in your life. But now that you're done with that and you are leaving that situation in the dust, you are really just focusing on growing your abundance, getting your money right, because ultimately this is what you want. This is what you're working towards. You want to settle down. You want to have a stable life and a strong foundation to build something amazing on. And that is your goal, really. That you have like tunnel vision. That's what you're honing in on. That's what you're focused on right now, and pretty much nothing else. You want to get your money straight, your career straight, so that you can have that lifestyle that you want. And you've really just been working on yourselves a lot. You know, with this whole reading, there's such a strong sense of transformation, deep transformation. You really are a butterfly, honestly, and you're about to take off and fly away and go towards your happiness. You have gone through your metamorphosis, and now you're just going to blossom into this new amazing chapter in your life that you have been wanting for so long. And I do sense, you know, money coming in, success coming in, because you're going to be working really hard on it. You know, that's what you're going to be putting all of your energy towards, and you're definitely going to get results. I really feel like a lot of you guys are going to be getting job offers or just like money coming in that you've maybe been waiting on for a while. There's a very strong sense of abundance in this reading. Give me a clarifier for the Seven of Wands. This is the one that I'm honestly the most interested about, because the Seven of Wands can be a little bit of a difficult energy. A lot of the times it speaks about conflict. So I kind of want to get the juicy details about whatever it is that's going on here with the Seven of Wands. Give me a clarifier for the Seven of Wands. Give me a clarifier for the Seven of Wands. Give me a clarifier for the Seven of Wands. I told you guys the Empress kept coming up for you when I was shuffling a lot, and here it is again, ending your reading as the final card. Alright, so for a lot of you guys, what I feel like you're defending with the Seven of Wands, because it's a very defensive energy, is you're defending your peace of mind. You're defending your well-being, which is really good, honestly. That is so important. You're guarding your heart, and you're doing what is best for you and putting your well-being first. I feel like that is the lesson that a lot of you guys had to learn with all of this deeply transformative energy going on and all of this karmic energy focused on your first house. You've really had to learn to not let others play you, to put yourself first, to guard your heart and guard your emotions, and, you know, just guard your well-being for your own sanity and for your own sake, which is so, so, so important. That is one of the most important lessons we'll ever learn in life, is to put ourselves first and to guard our heart from people who just don't deserve it. And once again, like I said, there is a fine line. You don't want to have a completely closed off heart. You want to be open to new experiences, but you also definitely don't want to let the bullshit in. You want to defend those types of people from entering into your personal space, most definitely. So that's a very good thing. The only thing I would be careful with there, like I said, is just having your guard up too much, because that will block all of these amazing new experiences from coming in if you're too closed off. But you've learned some hard lessons in regards to relationships and people in your life. People who you trusted, who you loved, betrayed you. They were lying on you, they were deceiving you, and you had to walk away from it, and it was very painful. So going forward, you are just definitely not going to let that bullshit ever happen to you again. And more power to you, because so many people take a very long time to learn that lesson, and you have learned that lesson, and you will never let somebody do that to you again. But what I'm sensing is you have done the self-work, you've done the transformation, you've really worked on self-care, you've been taking care of yourself, you've been healing, you've been resting, you've been reflecting, and just working on like improving yourself and improving your life. And that's what you are protecting, because you have come so far. You are not the same person you used to be at all. These experiences you have gone through, however painful they may have been, they have transformed you for the better. And you are in such a better place now, and you know who you are, you know your worth, you know your value, and you will never let somebody disrespect you again. I really feel like all the relationships you have in the future will be very healthy, and you will have a lot of respect for each other. They will be stable, happy, good relationships, and that's a big thing that you're going to be working towards. But overall, I do really feel like you are coming out of this kind of dark, transformative, confusing period in your life into your happiness and stability and joy. You're just going to be able to be at peace with yourself and your life and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Enjoy the success that you're going to get from all of your hard work. You're stepping into an amazing new chapter in your life, and you're ready for it. You've done the work, and now you're going to reap the rewards and start seeing the results. Alright guys, that was your reading for the first 2 weeks of September. I am so happy for you, and I'm so proud of you for doing all this hard work and just getting to a better place and making those tough decisions that you had to make to get to a better place in your life. I know that's not always easy, but you made the right choice. You did what's best for you, and now you're moving into a whole new chapter that's going to be so exciting and so good. So I'm very happy for you guys. I hope you have an amazing September. I will be doing another reading for you guys for the last 2 weeks of September in like a week or two, so stay tuned for that. But I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you found it helpful and were able to take something away from it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys so much, and blessed be to all of you.